Hey guys, this is Camford15. I am back at it with another video for you guys, and we are back with some more One Piece. Finally, we are back with some more One Piece after a 1 week break. We are back with some more of the Oden backstory when it comes to seeing more of the Gold Roger and Whitebeard clash, as well as seeing Oden join the Rodger Pirates as they get ready for their final journey before they end up finding the One Piece and everything. Um, so obviously, this episode started off where we last left off, in terms of what was happening. We all know that the Rodger and Whitebeard pirates encounter each other. We saw the amazing, beautiful animation clash between the two of Rodger and Whitebeard. And what happens the next few days is we see like legit fighting between the crews of the Whitebeard pirates and the and the Rodger pirates, essentially, which was pretty cool. You just had Rodger and Whitebeard just clashing over and over and over again and stuff like that, which goes to show you how strong they really are. We had some interesting team ups and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool to see and things like that. Now, after the fourth day, or I think they said on the fourth day, essentially there was a ceasefire, there was a truce amongst the two pirate gangs, and essentially they partied essentially together, and stuff like that. Now, we see Buggy actually talk to Shanks, and Buggy brings the fact when he's talking about Whitebeard, not Whitebeard, Blackbeard, because Blackbeard talks to Marco, he's like, wait, aren't those two apprentices and stuff like that? And Marco's like, oh, they always been there and stuff like that. So, yeah, but Buggy brings up a point about Blackbeard, and he says that Blackbeard hasn't slept, or he's like, people say this guy hasn't slept, a day since he was born and everything. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, does Blackbeard get any rest? Interesting comment. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but okay. Yeah, it's very interesting. Now, we get to another interesting plot point in this episode, and essentially, that's when Rodger goes and has Whitebeard bring over Oden, and essentially, he has a paper, I'm guessing, essentially a stamp of a poneglyph writing, and essentially, Rodger asks Oden if he can read it and everything and stuff like that. And obviously, we know Oden can read it because we know the whole poneglyphs came from Wano. So obviously, his people, the Kozuki clan, can read that writing and stuff like that. Now, Rodger is telling Whitebeard about essentially what's happened on his journey and stuff like that. And he tells Whitebeard that he and his crew made it to Lodestar Island, which is if you guys don't know, Lodestar Island is the last island on the Grand Line, and it's the final island in the New World and stuff like that. And essentially, Roger's like, this was an island that no man has stepped on before. We don't see what exactly Lodestar looks like. Like, it's just essentially fogged up. So we don't know what's on Lodestar. I'm guessing if the Straw Hats go to Lodestar Island, we'll find out what the island looks like. But, obviously they're keeping that, I'm guessing, a secret till maybe the Straw Hats get there. So, yeah. But anyways, Roger's like, listen, even though that was the last island, there was nothing really much special about it, to be honest. And that's when Rodger came with the idea, said like, that's when I figured, like, there's got to be one more island. Like, there's an island we're missing, because he brings up the fact that the poneglyphs essentially lead in the direction to that way and stuff like that. And the fact that he's got to read them to understand where the exact location of the island is. Like, he brings up the road poneglyphs and everything in this whole speech too. And that's when he asks Whitebeard, even going down on his knees begging, is if Oden can join, if he can borrow Oden to join his crew to find the final island, which obviously we know is Raftel, where the island of the One Piece is on, and stuff like that. Now, Whitebeard, he's totally against. He's like, dude, you're not freaking, my goodness. I know, my Clippers won. Good. Rodger is like, nah, you're not taking one of my family members from me, so you can achieve your little dream of finding this very mysterious island. And Whitebeard doesn't believe what Rodger says is true either, and stuff like that. He's like, oh, you're just bluffing. You must be drunk or something. But that's when you see Oden's eyes start to light up, and he's like, this man is very adventurous and stuff like that. And he gets captivated by Rodger. That's when he tells Whitebeard, he's like, he wants to go with Rodger on his journey to find the final island and stuff like that. So what happens is eventually we see a cut, and essentially we see that Oden saying goodbye to the other Whitebeard pirate members because he's joining Rodger's crew, to find obviously the island of Raftel and stuff like that. We see that Inuarashi and Nekomamushi, as well as Izo all stay on Whitebeard's ship. So I'm guessing for Izo's purposes, that's where he just stayed on Whitebeard's crew for essentially the rest till we eventually see him in Marineford and everything, and stuff like that. So that's happened. So they say their goodbyes, they leave. We see, Rodger obviously interacting with, I think Rayleigh's holding Momonosuke, and Rodger's holding up Hiyori. And essentially, we get Rodger essentially saying here in this scene, like, I haven't held a baby. This has been the first time I've held a baby in quite a while, which again is a reference to obviously Ace and the fact that Ace is his son, and the fact that he hasn't held Ace in quite a while and stuff like that. So very nice, interesting callback there to the whole Ace situation, which is freaking crazy. Now, Buggy and Shanks feel something going on. They see this barrel shaking, and next thing you know, out of this barrel jumps out Inuarashi and Nekomamushi. Yes, Cat Viper and Dogstorm followed Oden onto Rodger's freaking ship. So they're stowaways again. And essentially they're like, we couldn't stop following you, Oden. We wanted to stay with you, essentially, which, okay. Yeah, it makes sense because essentially they're animals and it's like they're pets in a way. Dogs and cats will stay with their masters, essentially, so yeah, I did find that funny. And they do cut back over to Whitebeard. Essentially, one of Whitebeard's crew members like, yeah, the cat guy and the dog guy are gone. And then you just have a pissed off Whitebeard like, fuck! And he's like, forget those freaking idiots. They want to go, fine, go with Rodger. Everything. So, yeah, now, that's when we actually see Oden actually say, like, listen, Whitebeard was a great guy. Like, he was great. But Rodger had this like emasculate death to himself and things like that, which goes to show you that Oden really did revere and respect, Rodger. Like, he saw like, this dude is a great man. Like, this guy is great. I'm like, I know Whitebeard's great himself, but this dude is on top of that. So yeah, essentially the end of the episode, we see obviously some members, the Rodger pirates, stop at Mocktown in Jaya, and we see that obviously they think Oden's stealing from a regular dude, but that's when they realize, like, wait, these ain't regular guys. These guys are out for blood, because we all know that Mocktown essentially is like a nice home base for the pirates to live there. Oden also takes a grenade to the shop, but they take care of that. They have a nice little party because in Mocktown, Oden was gathering up supplies to make them Oden. And he does that, and that's kind of where the episode ends off. So next week, if you watch the next episode preview, we're going to be seeing a lot of places that we've seen the Straw Hats go to, and we may even see some familiar faces in terms of that case as well. Because obviously it makes sense that the Rodger Pirates would do things would be doing, seeing things the Straw Hat Pirates of what we've experienced of their journey has seen already. Like in the next episode preview, we see Skypiea. We see Fishman Island in this freaking episode. We see a cut to Water 7. You know, you see some characters like Tom and a much younger Madame Shirley, you know. So again, hopefully if you're an anime only and you don't check out the next episode previews, hopefully you clicked off the video. But again, fair warning, I watched the next episode previews. So yeah, but very interested to see. Definitely going to be interested to see next week's episode. To be honest, this episode was cool and all, but I kind of wasn't feeling this episode. This episode to me felt like literally, I was like, it was a nice episode. You know, we get the understanding of how Oden joined, you know, Rodger. But to me, honestly, I was like, not feeling this episode much, but definitely can't wait for next week's episode with what I saw in the next episode preview. And hopefully One Piece doesn't go on break for a long time right now. I do not need to have that one day break, but other than that, that's kind of it. So if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this episode of One Piece, as well as hit the subscribe button to get more One Piece content. Again, also for the comment section, please do not post spoilers regarding anything that's happening ahead of this and currently going on in the manga, and stuff like that. So yeah, because I'm only watched the anime. But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day or night or when you check out this video. Till then, guys, hopefully you guys are staying safe out there and wearing your masks. See you guys on the next video. Peace.